Of all the jobs you do every day, none is more important than keeping yourself and those around you safe from accidents or injury. And at John Deere, your safety is important. That's why we say when it comes to mowing, always make the safe call. Making the safe call is the right thing to do, and it's your responsibility. This video will help you by showing you the safest and most effective methods of mowing with and maintaining the John Deere 900 series zero-turn mowers. It'll give you the information you need to make the safe call before you begin mowing, while you are mowing, and when you're done. Throughout, we'll pose safe call questions, see if you know the answers. And finally, before using your Z-Track, read the operator's manual. It has a lot more information you need to know. And remember, anyone operating the Z-Track must receive proper training and practice before mowing. Now, here's the first safe call question. What's the safest way to start out each day before you begin mowing? We'll answer that in a moment, but first, we'll show you the Z-Track operating controls. You use the motion control levers to accelerate, brake, and steer all Z-Track models. To place the Z-Tracks in neutral, bring the control levers to the neutral position. To move forward, bring the levers together and gently push them forward. To move in reverse, pull the levers back. To make a right turn, slowly push the left lever farther forward than the right lever. To turn left, push the right lever farther forward than the left lever. The farther you push the levers, the quicker the response. Do not operate these levers rapidly. Sudden changes in direction can cause loss of control or damage to the machine or turf. If you have never operated the Z-Track before, practice using the levers at half throttle until you are comfortable controlling direction and speed. On the E and M series gas machines, the handbrake is conveniently located to your right as you sit in the seat. To engage the handbrake, pull up on the brake lever. To disengage the handbrake, lift the handle slightly, then press the button and lower the handle. On the R series gas and diesel machines, the foot brake pedal is located on the left side floorboard. To engage the foot brake, push down on the pedal until it engages. To release the foot brake, push down on the bottom portion of the brake to release the brake lock. The seat adjustment lever is below the seat, either in front or to the right, depending on the specific model. To the right of the operator on the console is the PTO switch, hour meter, oil pressure indicator, ignition key switch, choke if applicable, throttle lever, height of cut adjuster, and the transport lock knob. On all Z-Tracks, the fuel tank cap is to your left when sitting in the seat. On the R-Series gas Z-Tracks, the power deck lift thumb switch is located on the left comfort and convenience handle, and the PTO shutoff is on the right handle. You can adjust the height of cut on all model Z-Tracks from 25 to 140 millimeters in 6 millimeter increments, or from 1 to 5.5 inches in quarter-inch increments. Before adjusting the height of cut, park the machine safely on level ground and raise the deck. To raise the deck on the E and M series gas Z-Tracks and diesel Z-Tracks, depress the deck lift lower pedal and engage the transport position lock knob. On the R series gas Z-Tracks, raise the deck using the power deck lift. To use the power deck lift on R series gas Z-Tracks, press the button on the comfort and convenience handle. To adjust the cutting height on E and M gas units and R series diesel units, depress the mower deck lift pedal. Then, turn the height of cut dial to the desired mowing height. Release the deck lift pedal. To lock the mower deck in transport position on the E and M models and on R series diesel units, fully depress the deck lift pedal and engage the transport lock knob. On the R series gas models, hold the button until the deck is fully raised, and then turn the transport lock knob to lock the same height of cut in place for the next time you mow. Now let's go back to our question. What's the safest way to start out each day before you begin mowing? First, make sure you are dressed safely with sturdy work shoes, long pants, and snug-fitting clothes that won't be caught in moving parts. Also wear hearing protection and safety glasses. Do not wear sandals or operate the Z-Track when barefoot. Depending on the job, you may also want to wear heavy-duty gloves and a hard hat. Always inspect the condition of your Z-Track before mowing. With the machine parked safely, Make sure all hardware is tight and guards, shields, and safety decals are in place and in good condition. Check under the machine for any oil or coolant leaks. Make sure any needed adjustments or repairs are made before you mow. Check for excessive debris or objects on the mower deck, air intake screen, engine cooling fins, engine compartment, transmission, and exhaust. Make sure the rotary blades are in good condition. Raise the deck and, with gloves on, check the blades. Make sure they are not severely nicked or damaged. Replace any damaged blades before mowing. Check the engine oil and hydraulic oil to make sure they are correct. If needed, refill to the correct levels before mowing. Make sure there is no grass or debris clogging the engine air intake screen and other engine components. This helps keep the engine from overheating. Check the tires for damage or extreme wear. Use an accurate gauge to make sure they are inflated to the correct pressure shown in the operator's manual. All Z-Track models have an operator presence system that shuts the engine off if you leave the seat with the PTO engaged or the park brake unlocked. Before mowing, see the operator's manual for information on how to test the operator presence system and test the PTO shutoff switch, park brake switch, neutral start switch, and seat switch before you mow. With the mower checked out, here's another Make the Safe Call question. What is the safest way to mow near drop-offs, like retaining walls, ledges, and around water features? We'll answer that in a moment. But first, let's cover some information on starting and operating the Z-Tracks. Always mow with the rollover protection system in the up position. Mount the Z-Tracks using the mower deck step on the trim side of the deck. To start the engine, sit in the seat with the ROPS up and your seatbelt fastened. Make sure the motion control levers are in the neutral start position. The park brake is locked and the PTO knob is disengaged. If you start the engine with the PTO switch on, you'll have to reset the switch to reactivate the system before you can engage the blades again. If cold starting the engine, place the throttle lever to 1/2 and if equipped, pull the choke knob up. Turn the key switch to the start position. When you do, the engine oil pressure light should illuminate. As the engine starts, release the key to the run position. The oil pressure light will go out. If your Z-Track has a choke, push the choke knob closed. Move the throttle lever to the fast position and unlock the foot or hand park brake to transport the mower. Avoid excessive cranking if engine does not start. This may be an indication of a malfunction that could lead to an injury. See your authorized dealer for service. If you are unfamiliar with operating the Z-Track, find an open area and practice steering and stopping until you feel comfortable with the controls. When transporting, always operate at safe speeds with the PTO disengaged and the deck raised. Watch for traffic and use caution when transporting, mowing, or turning near roads. Traffic can approach without warning. When transporting and when mowing, be careful when approaching blind corners with shrubs, fences, or other obstacles that can block your vision. Never carry riders when transporting or mowing. When transporting on a trailer, ensure the trailer is parked on level ground and carefully back up the ramp. Place the steering levers in neutral. Lock the park brake. Turn off the engine and remove the key. Use heavy-duty straps, chains, or cables and attach them to both the front and rear of the mower tie-down points so they run down and out from the machine. Now let's answer our safe call question. What is the safest way to mow near drop-offs like retaining walls, ledges, and around water features? Make the safe call and use a John Deere walk-behind mower or a string trimmer to cut grass close to these areas. Maintain a buffer area at least as wide as the machine between you and the hazard. Do not operate in the buffer area. Always keep a safe distance from retaining walls, ledges, and drainage ditches where a wheel could accidentally slip off, and around ponds where the ground can be unstable or slippery. Before mowing, always clear the area. Never mow while people, especially children or pets, are nearby to keep them safe from injury. Then, walk the mowing area and remove any debris and/or objects that could damage the mower or be picked up and then thrown from the discharge chute. Check for any potential hazards. It's a good idea to mark things like potholes, sprinkler heads, or other hidden hazards with flags so you can avoid running over them while mowing. Low-hanging branches are another potential hazard which you should avoid or remove before mowing. Study the area and plan a mowing pattern that is both safe and efficient. Look for retaining walls or drainage areas where a wheel could slip off and cause you to tip over, and note water features like ponds where the ground can drop off quickly and be unstable or slippery. These areas present extra hazards. Now it's time to mow. And here's another safe call question. What should you do if the grass is wet? We'll answer after we cover some operation and safety info. Before you start mowing, make sure the deck is set at the correct height of cut and adjust it if necessary. Always mow with the throttle in the full position. Work safely, but stay productive and stay alert to potential hazards. Mow at slower speeds when trimming around trees and obstacles, when working in tight areas, or when mowing very tall grass. Avoid quick turns which could cause you to lose control of the mower. Do not mow in reverse. Now let's go back and answer the last safe call question. What should you do if the grass is wet? Waiting until grass is dry is the best option. But if time doesn't allow, use caution if mowing when grass is wet or slippery. Tires may lose traction or slip on slopes even though the brakes are functioning properly. Mowing wet areas can also damage the turf. To keep others safe from injury and to protect property from flying debris when mowing, always keep the discharge chute in place. Never remove it or prop it up. Always be aware of the direction you are discharging the grass. Never discharge toward people, pets, or property. Stop mowing if someone approaches you. Do not raise the deck when the blades are running, and never carry riders. If you strike an object, park safely on level ground, then turn off the PTO. Engage the brake and remove the key. Get off and inspect the machine for damage. Have any damage repaired before mowing again. Another area where you must work with extreme caution is on slopes, which brings us to our next safe call question. How can you tell if a slope is safe to mow? We'll answer that in a moment after these tips on mowing slopes safely. Always mow across slopes, never up and down. And always mow slopes at slower speeds. In fact, all of your movements on slopes should be slow and gradual. Do not make sudden changes in speed or quick turns. When you have to turn, turn downhill at a slow speed. All slopes require extra caution, especially if the grass is wet. Wet grass reduces traction, which can cause you to lose control. Transport across slopes with the deck down to add stability. Now let's answer that question. How can you tell if a slope is safe to mow? Always consider terrain and turf conditions when deciding what areas are safe to mow. Not all slopes can be mowed. As mentioned earlier, always survey the mowing site to determine if slopes are safe for mowing. To measure the slopes for safe mowing, lay a straight piece of sturdy lumber, 1.2 meters or 4 feet long on the slope and measure the angle of the slope with an angle indicator or protractor level. See the operator's manual for additional methods of measuring slopes. Never mow or transport the Z-Track on a slope greater than 20 degrees. The rollover risk is low at 10 degrees or less, but as the slope angle increases to 20 degrees, the risk also increases to a moderate level. Also, the risk of a rollover will increase, and the recommended slope you should mow will decrease if your Z-Track has a cab, MCS, or if you are using other attachments. All Z-Track models are equipped with a rollover protection system. Mow with the ROPS fully upright and locked whenever possible. Always wear a seatbelt when the rollover protection system is upright. Lower the ROPS only when it's required to mow in an area with low clearance. Do not wear your seatbelt when mowing with the ROPS lowered. Raise the ROPS as soon as you've mowed the low clearance area and resume wearing your seatbelt. The seatbelt keeps you from being thrown and possibly crushed by the machine should it tip over in an accident. When you're done mowing, there are some things you need to do before parking your Z-Track for the day. First, stop on level ground. Move the motion control levers to the neutral lock position. Lock the park brake and then throttle down the engine to half speed and let it idle for approximately 30 seconds. Then, fully throttle down the engine. Turn the key to off and remove it. Before working on the mower, always let the engine cool. In the meantime, remove the belt shield and foot plate and blow away grass clippings from the belt area. When the engine is cool, blow away clippings from the engine area and air intake screen. Next, raise the mower deck and use water to rinse grass buildup from underneath and inside the discharge chute. Then, use a John Deere brand lube grease to lubricate the machine. Check the manual for the location of grease points and lubrication intervals. Before parking for the night, make sure the machine is shut off and cooled down before fueling the machine. Remove the fuel cap and fill the fuel tank with fresh fuel to the bottom of the filler neck. See the operator's manual for safe fueling instructions and the correct service intervals for all necessary maintenance needs. So, what's the best way to stay safe and avoid injury? Always make the safe call when mowing with a John Deere Z-Track. Make sure you use the information presented here to keep yourself and others safe and your Z-Track free from damage. Remember, your operator's manual has a lot more information to help you mow safely and maintain your Z-Track in top shape. If you have any questions, see your local John Deere dealer. They have the expertise you need to help with any question in quality John Deere parts and service to keep you mowing. Work safely, and thank you for watching.